Yo, YouTube, what's up? New VOD review. This player, EONE, 67% win rate, decent CS per minute, decent KDA, a little high on the devs, good win rate. He wants me to review this gameplay. I'm only gonna do one gameplay for this. I want to see what you guys think about the 30-minute VOD review instead of doing a 1-hour VOD review. So that's one gameplay. Tell me, you guys can let me know if you guys prefer this over 2 VODs. If you want me to look at your replays, your gameplays, join my Discord. The link is in the description down below. Go to the VOD channel and just give me your ID, your in-game ID. That's the easiest way for me to just pick a good gameplay. And let's get into the gameplay, actually. I want to look at the build first. So he obviously likes the Kraken Slayer build. That's fair. Kraken Slayer, Titanic Hydra. I'm not a huge fan, but that's understandable. The runes are already off. You should go ability haste because your first 2 items don't give you any ability haste, right? Titanic Hydra and Kraken, both expensive items. It's a 6.4k gold build, and then the next item is no ability haste. So this is already a fix that we have. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's bad. You never go Tenacity Roses in your runes. It's troll. Just go double 80 into HP every game. It doesn't matter what situation you're in, these little shards are unused for the most part on most champions. Alright. Gameplay. Now I have to pull up his profile real quick. There we go. It's 11.65 his score, right? 11.65, that's correct. I am on the right scene, I assume. I hope it captures. Okay. Let us start instantly with what is going on here in the lanes. We have a Garen versus a Pantheon. I would say we just don't care about this lane for the most part. This is just a who fucks up first lane, and if you ever happen to be in the area and you have time to gank it, you can, which is gonna be probably like once this game, if ever. We have Briar versus Udi. I think AD Udi is really good here. I would go to Stride Eclipse build, just because she is a somewhat squishy melee. She just stacks HP for the most part. All lethality, you can just one-shot. Like, she can't do anything against you if you go this build, which I prefer over the build he does here, but this build should be okay. We have a Veigar versus Irelia in the mid lane. I think that, quite honestly, this is a matchup that you're not gonna interact beyond trying to look for place in the river. And then you have a Kalista Nautilus versus a Jhin Leona, which is your target lane. You have 2 aggressive supports and then 2 relatively snowbally ADCs. Now, you guys know my philosophy. He does ping here. Maybe not precise enough. I would just ping this entrance and then I would ping this entrance, but the way he did it here is okay. He wants to invade. I'm watching this right now, Sonoris, and I'm confused by your pings. And I'm just watching the replay. So they warded this, that's pretty good. If that's your goal, then just ping the ward instead of invade, because they might take a stupid fight here. Now his bot lane, they dropped the ward, that's fine. If he doesn't die, that's okay. So it seems like Briar might start on your buff. She does. Okay, here's what I would do instead. So first of all, we are starting topside, right? We are starting topside. I would start chickens if I'm starting topside anyways. It's harder for them to even see what you're planning to do here if you start chickens. Why did you ward this? Did you want to start bot side, but you didn't get to? Hold up. Oh, you wanted... Okay, I get it. So this is then another mistake. You already put your point into your ability before anything happened. You should just wait. Right. So you ward this, And then you ping there and you see that Pantheon is there and you get scared off. I think the best thing you can do here is just start red buff and try to invade her and blue buff, but I think overall this is kind of a fucked situation right now. I'm not gonna lie, you don't have the best options. Another option you have is you can just take your top side and then go into her bot side, because what she might do is take your bot side and then go into her top side. Now, this is a huge mistake. You as a jungler, you just have to ping the shit out of that. Like, it's very obvious that she's just gonna go for this. Your bot lane are complete dogs for this. I'm not gonna lie, this is like horrible players overall, but you have to at least do the pinging. So she's gonna get your blue buff, she's gonna get first blood on the Jhin. You're just doing your farm here. Fair enough. I think getting level 3 here is fair because you know that she's probably bot side. Their ward is still active. If you start on wolves, that's much better. Yeah, that's smart. Starting on wolves here is the right play. I probably would have R2'd then, but it's not that big of a difference. You're gonna get your level 4 from that. And you might get a fight on Briar on Grom, but your top side is completely shoved. But keep in mind that your mid lane is closer to you than their top side. The only issue is that Garen would never help here. I would risk it for the biscuit, I'm not gonna lie. I would just take her Grump and look for a back. I think that's valid. Now this I don't understand. Let's see what happens here. He doesn't have some, he's gankable, but best case scenario, you're gonna be on the map. Briar sees that you have blue buff, she takes this, she takes this, she takes this, and goes back. Right, if she's a smart jungler. And now she would basically be in a position where you can't recover. What I would have done instead is, if I want to do something aggressive on the map, right, like if you're already scared that Briar comes to the Grump, then taking a fight like this would also kill you, most likely, because Briar would only take the Grump in like 2 seconds and then be up here. So I would much rather see you either instantly go back or take the Grump and crap here, which is what I probably would have done. But yeah. You're sitting on 735 gold, that's double longsword, I guess. You're staying on the map. Now you should press B, bro. I don't understand what the point is for you to be, like, you understand if you back from here and you walk from base with your double longsword, this is almost the same time you take to just walk from top to bot side. It's almost the same time. But you get items and you're stronger on the map. So you should work on your backing. So you're going bot side to get the crab, huh? I don't like this. I think that's a waste of time. I think, so here's how I see this play right now. You would have went back here. You would have had double longsword. You would walk down here. You would actually have double longsword and... No, wait, hold up. Could you buy a dagger? You have 1k gold after the... No, you would have double longsword, basically. You would walk down here. You would probably match Briar on this. Briar doesn't have items at this point. You would have double longsword. You could fight her here. I am a huge fan of OD players that can look for fights against the jungler, because that is tracking based. You track the enemy jungler, you can just say probably Briar is gonna look for bot side grab because I took top side grab, right? This is just like, you say there's a 60% that she does that and a 40% chance that she does something else. So you're playing for this fight and going back and taking your double longswords, delaying you taking this, but actually taking a good fight here is kind of what I want to see from an OD player. I kind of don't like the fact that you just stay on the map so long. Now, this is something we have seen in a lot of gameplays. Unfortunately, you're locked on the map now because your camps are sequencing and you want to clear them. Now you clear your camps slower, which means that there's a higher chance that you're gonna get involved in a play because you're on the map for longer, because you farm slower, which locks you on the map again. And you're just gonna die with like 2k gold in your pocket. Right now we are looking at 1.3k. You're pathing topside. I mean, you don't really have much of a choice here. I would really love to see you just do the Crux and go back here. Let's see if this play works out. It's possible if Pantheon is bad. Ay. It's a huge waste of time, bro. Like, you can argue. I'm not gonna sit here acting like, oh, nerd emoji, I knew that you're gonna miss the smite. No, but I think just from a thinking perspective, take your Crux, go back, walk topside again or walk dragon and play around these two things. Right now, Briar is doing a lot of nothing, right? You are sitting on level 6 on Crux. You would have level 6. You would have a bunch of components on your back, and you could fight around Dragon on Briar. You could even Invader at this point. Like you're forcing plays that would make your teammates like you, but that fuck yourself, in a sense. By the way, don't have Red Pet, it's kind of cringe. Against Briar, you don't need it. You can kill her with blue. So, your Crux are alive again. Do you see how, like, you do these plays that a Lee Sin could do without losing too much on the map, but you do them and you just grief yourself? So, hold up, is this warded? Yeah, okay, you walked over a ward here, unlucky. I wouldn't force this on my mid lane, I would just full clear here. You know what you're doing right now? You're kind of causing havoc in your own team. You're taking plays that you could never do alone because you sequenced bad in the early game and you didn't take smart backs, right? So now you're just limping behind your own potential lead you could have, which makes you force plays on the map with a disadvantage in the sense of you could be much stronger right now. And that makes your teammates walk with you and you're causing disruption in your own team. What I would have done here in your shoes is, I know that Crab is spawning, I know that this is probably warded. I will just always assume that since my bot lane has been shoved in for a little bit, and they have been losing for a little bit, I mean they are winning, but I mean they have been just shoved in, I would just automatically assume that since there's so much action from the enemy team in the bot side river that it's warded. Just based upon there is a lot of traffic there, what stops Briar or Leona or Jhin from just dropping a ward, right? So I would probably play for the Crab in Bush. If Briar can contest this Crab, I would just walk out, right? I would just walk out, full sequence, fight Briar on blue buff or take grubs or gank topside. Right, now you're like on vision, now they know, okay, Udyr has these items, that you gave them the information already by walking down here. Udyr has these items, right? Before, you were like a black box. Nobody on the enemy team even knew what you have. Your items, they didn't know if you're topside taking her camps, if you're taking grubs, even though it's warded. Like, you know, you were a black box. They had no idea where you are or what you have, but you walking down to the play into vision to a play that would make sense to get your bot lane more ahead, quote unquote. You gave away all your info, now you have to deal with the consequences, which is a Briar in your jungle, and Irelia getting fisted out of your jungle. Briar plays it a little bit conservatively. Take your Gromp, like, here all you have to do is fuck this play, fuck this play, fuck this play. Take your Gromp, take your wolves, take your respawning chickens, take your red buff, take your Crux. Look for grubs, look for invade, or look for back. These are your best options right now, in my opinion. Anything else is just flip. Listen, I don't even care for you to trade this. Because in theory, here's what a good jungler does. Here's what a good jungler does, especially with vision on this. A good jungler clears this, and while she's clearing this, she's already paying this. She's already going dung 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 dung, meaning that her bot lane, her Leona, might walk there. Which means that even if you don't die on the grubs here, you're gonna get intercepted, you have to leave, and your entire clear is still up. What you could have done instead is say, okay, this is horrible, It's fine. I'm gonna do my full clear here, right? I'm gonna be very strong here. I'm gonna be much stronger than Briar because Briar is doing objective right now. I'm gonna play for top lane gank. I'm gonna play for Briar invade. Excuse me. I'm gonna play for Grubs. I'm gonna play for River. You have all these options all of a sudden without losing anything. Even if you would die for these plays, you would at the best lose Grubs. Which probably not, because you would be like 2 levels on Briar by now if you pathed correctly. Seems like you're gonna get them because Briar is just doing some random ass shit on bot side and is trying to get a kill on mid. Okay, from this angle... Hold up, I actually have to see. Okay, you see her here. From this angle, what I would want you to do is go to her top side instantly. Let's see if you do that. Okay. We walk top side. Now we have to keep in mind that our mid laner is back. Our top laner is pushed. I would not go beyond this right now. I would probably take this kited here and try to do a full clear from top down and then look for back or items or whatever. You kite it towards the right direction. You leave. That's good. And now I hope you do a quick full clear. You also have to consider how jungle plays, right? It seems like you're just gonna do your top quadrant, which is a bit sad. Because like you could have skipped red buff, you could have done chickens red, chickens, Crux red, wolves blue, grump. But it seems like you're just gonna do your top quadrant because you don't skip this. You also have to think about how jungle and UD plays, right? Right now, the way you play is you're never gonna have huge item spikes around objectives. Never. Next dragon, you're still gonna limp behind. And now you walk topside. Why? What is the point? Like if you... No, you have 2 options here. You can either do this, instantly press back after this is dead, strictly speaking, or you can just walk bot side and do a full clear. Both options are fine in my opinion. They are about the same tempo. Now you stay on the map and you try to do some weird Mickey Mouse play. Look, we have this theme that happens a lot here on the channel when we do these reviews. You're gonna win this play because the enemy team plays it bad. Briar's on the map with a fucking Vamp, Scepter and Dagger, right? And you can say, okay, I play for that, that's fair. Is Veigar even using his abilities? Veigar doesn't have E, so it's literally just a fight in your advantage because of player diffy. That's fine. Your primary thought should be here, do I take chickens, do I take her top side? Let's see if you act on that. At least take Grump. Okay. You get fisted by Pantheon, no problem. Now I would go back. Now I would go back. You might get this, but I think you might get intercepted here too. You don't. Okay, that's fine. You get what you came here for. Now you're dicking around. Like, now I'm sorry, now you're dicking around again. Because you are sitting on 1 point... You're sitting on Kraken's there right now, plus components. Right, this is 900, this is 350, this is already over 3.1k. You're sitting on Kraken's there right now for fun. Just to get these camps that you should have gotten in like 2 different rotations already. It's all about efficiency, bro. All about efficiency. Why do you even kite this out? I don't understand. Just kill them, don't even walk here, you might be in vision. And just back instantly. It's a waste of time. You have Kraken, you have Magical, you should have bought Lens on this back. Now you're looking for bot side, or like why are you walking bot? You just killed all your camps, so you're looking for a bot side fight. That is fine. I think you just got a huge power spike and you should look for something. You should ping the shit out of your Nautilus to move with you, because I don't know why Nautilus is just walking like an NPC bot side right now. Well, you wasted your time, but it's kind of partly on Nautilus, I'm not gonna lie. You're looking for mid lane, that's fine, you're really strong. You should be able to kill here, automatically. No, you don't. Garen dies, unfortunately. That's kind of why I don't like Kraken Slayer, man. I think with the GB with Ghostblade price and mobility would have like had already way more opportunities on the map, but I get it. It's a stronger 1v1 run. You're gonna get the kill on him here, that's fine. You should push this out. You should push the next wave too, in my opinion. You should push the next wave and play for grubs. That's the play here. You don't care about bots that you can just ping them back not to die. You don't... Nobody forces them to die here, and you shouldn't play bad to make up for how bad your team plays. That's the wrong mentality for OD. Okay, you want to contest Dragon. That's fine too. Now, I think this is a good fight if you just kill Briar here. You didn't dodge her E, but you're probably still gonna kill her. That's perfectly fine. Vega's gonna move up. You're gonna kill Leona. Garen is pushing mid. You can see it's struggling. I see you don't have any abilities. I'm glad that you take her chickens here, but I think you could have even looked topside grubs. Not gonna lie. But this is a good play. I don't mind this. Probably skip Crux here though. This is actually not bad. This is not bad, but it really depends on if you can kill Leona here with this damage. You can't. No, you can. You're good. Now, push this instant back, go to your top side. No, you don't. So, see, that's like the issue here. You're playing too much against bad junglers. What this Briar would do in Master is boom, 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 take this, boom, 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 play for something here. Maybe kill Irelia. That's what a good jungler would do here. She would just do boom, chickens, red Crux, Herald, Gromp, Wolves. All of a sudden she's much stronger than you. But you're so used to playing against this type of jungler that you're allowed to push this out beyond vision. Don't go back. Walk into your jungle and clear up. That's like the issue. Like your red buff would be already gone now at your chickens. So that's how you have to think, right? If you want to be a good UD player or if you want to climb, then you have to think like somebody who's already better than Briar. Even if Briar would be good, you would be better. He would be gooder. You get your little full clear in here. We're looking at 2.4k gold. That's a really good time to go B. Now boots wise, I would say, honestly, I would just go Tabis here. No, actually, you know what? Go Mercs. Mercs are totally fine here. Since you go such an aggressive build, you can't really slot in any armor, but I think for you, the biggest issue here is gonna be not to burn all your E2s on CC. I know you're probably gonna go Tabis because it's like, you take less... No, you do go Mercs. Nice. You do go Mercs. That's actually good. See, and do you notice how your camps are not up right now? If you play like this every time, you just take your camps and then look for plays, you are always going to be ahead of the enemy jungler. Perma. Perma. I guarantee you're just going to climb instantly. You're always going to be strong. You're always going to have time to do something else while having max gold and XP without losing anything. I like that you walk into her jungle her instead. They're starting the thingy. I wouldn't walk out of the bush here either, I'm not gonna lie. I would just check what my mid lane is, what's happening in mid lane. That's not bad. That's very smart. You played this very good. You were really patient here. Whether your mid lane died is fine. You got to play. I would even like be as cocky as to just walk into her topside here, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think, like, with Vega being dead and your topside being half taken, I think that's the best play. Pushing top, fine too. Really valid play in my opinion. You get, like, a lot of gold here for free. Nobody's taking this anyways. Well, you're Irelia. Let's pray to God that she has that fucking EUNE internet. You get this... I like it. This is actually even better than what I said. What you just did. This is better because you get both. The only issue I see here is if Briar is human... Right, she died again, I'm pretty sure. No? Am I just bad with the timer right now? Yeah, so she died again, right? If Briar is human, she would be here right now, but she's just inting, so you're lucky. But again, do you want to be the UD player that's lucky? Do you want to be lucky to get this, or do you want to be smart to get this? You know what I mean? Popping Herald here is fine. I would just straight walk past my team and take her bot side. You know how demoralizing this is for a jungler? Seeing a scaling jungler like Udyr take all their camps. See, now instead of doing what you just did, let's go in slow-mo here. Instead of even taking Shelly here, I would have just walked, which would already put you in a better position. Now you get the shield from Shelly. There's so much fucking shit on my screen right now, it's actually hard to tell what's even going on. Oh no, Leona just got a baller ult here. The guys got cooked. But this fight is also so like... This fight is also like so low reward if you think about it. Like, you're not gonna get a lot out of this. Now they're gonna get Dragon. Like, okay, imagine by Johnny Lennon, you would actually take this right now, this. You would be here instead of like even being here. You also have to think about the fact that they see a 6-1 Udyr being with them gives them like courage that they shouldn't have here. You're fighting in front of a turret, they have a Pantheon ult. Yes, Leona got a very lucky ult, but even if the ult only hit 2 people, Leona would have died here and then 2 of you guys would have died and you still would have had the same outcome. Ping them back and just take everything Briar has. Make her go AFK. Make her feel like she can't play the game because her team is not helping. But instead, now you actually open up Pandora's box for Briar. If Briar had human teammates or even human ping skills, she would just ping your blue buff, play in this bush, you would walk up through here, probably nobody would fucking help you and you would just die. She takes the entire bot side quadrant, take teleport, take her entire bot side quadrant into her spawning top side quadrant, go B or invade your top side too. After that when you respawn, completely griefing you. But I think a lot of people don't even think like that when it comes to jungling. You get to farm your bot side. Because Briar is bad and you're used to that. You're used to not getting punished. If you're playing against me, trust me bro, your shit has been taken. Don't even check the jungle. Don't even do the sad walk into your jungle getting fisted by my Leona. Now, if I look at the situation objectively, right, let's actually back it off a little bit and put it in normal speeds. Nordi is dead, Kalista is dead, they are all alive, they are all full HP. If I'm Udyr here, what I'm gonna think is, you still don't have lens, which is pretty bad. But I'm just gonna lens walk here and try to get maybe a sneaky little fight on Briar instead of walking into the team fight. Right? What you do here is like thinking that your 1-6 Garen and your 6-5 Emerald, Platinum, EONE, Irelia is gonna fight us correctly. So now I want you to ask yourself mentally, do you trust your 2 teammates you're fighting with here enough to think that you're gonna do anything here? If no, then ask yourself the question, why are you here right now? What are you doing here right now? Mentally. Why are you even here right now? What is there to fight? Is there an objective? Are you gonna get Nash off this fight? Are you gonna get Inhib off this fight? Is your Irelia and Garen so trustworthy that you think you can fight the 3v5? I would personally say no, and I would say I would even rather have these 2 just die for 0 and I just take my CS here and go B. Right, get my Titanic Hydra, stay on the map, be strong. That's my opinion. That's not my opinion, it's the truth actually, fuck it. It's the truth. So you're just sticking around. Hoping you can you're hoping that you can make up for your team's mistakes. Okay. You're taking top side now. Top side CS. You're going bot side now. You have like the right mindset. You're trying to get resources, but you just don't see how vulnerable Briar is against you in a 3 to 4 second skirmish where her team wants to rotate on her. You just don't see how vulnerable she is against you. She has very little defenses. Like, this is not gonna do shit if you get isolated Q. Nothing. You're gonna die. If you dodge her E, she's dead. Right? So, even though you are looking for resources, which is the right mindset, you're not looking for the right resources, because you have resources attached to a weak jungler that you can fight. And if the jungler is dead, you can look for other shit. Now you have Titanic Hydra, no CDR, fortunately. You're getting Dolphy, I have to see this. You should be strong enough to instantly punish somebody here. I love replay tool, man. So let's look at this in slow-mo. They're all walking up. Briar is just Eing. Okay. You're tanky enough to stay in W. Garen will get stunned here. This is not the best target. This is good. Go on Briar. Instant kill. Perfect. Stun Leona. While walking out a little bit. Your ADC has bad positioning here. Whoa! What did Garen die to? Did he die to the grenade? Well, I might have died here too, I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna say that's bad played by you. I mean, Jin's grenade just fucking killed Garen. Right? If I'm looking at this correctly. Bounce, yeah. The grenade literally kills Garen there. On, I don't even know how much HP. ADCs are very balanced. Fine, you die here. It's bad, but it's fine. I think that's just like unlucky. Hope you have the Irelia muted. I think you shouldn't, like, your camps are up. It's like this thing, like this dive could have turned into something amazing for you guys, but it didn't. So I'm not gonna blame you for your decision making there. I would have probably tried to fight that too with the items I have. Okay. Now Dragon is spawning. Vega is topside without TP. Irelia is topside too with TP. I am not gonna lie. I would just try to force something here. If you think about it, Kalista can just ult him into... I would just spam ping force something here, like literally. I would just spam force on Jhin. He doesn't have flash, you probably would have just killed him there with your flash. But I understand that you're scared, but you don't have to be scared in this fight. This was good, because Vega's not there, which is annoying CC. Too safe, too safe. And again, if your Nautilus is not doing too bad. But we are already getting at the stage of the game again where, like, you as a jungler matter less and less and less. You're just 20% of the 5 people in your team at this point. And also, the build you're building kind of makes you want to look for more fights in the enemy jungle and play aggressive and play for the vulnerability of Briar, right? You don't really do that. You kind of just play like your Bruiser Udyr, or like, I don't want to say Bruiser Udyr, but this is like a pure duelist build. And you didn't really take the opportunities you had to punish Briar in a jungle. In my opinion. Especially farm-wise. She would be unironically level 11 right now, or level 10 or something ridiculous like this, walking around with Blade of the Ruin, King Tabis and the Longsword, and every time your team fights, she's just instantly dead to something unless your team is a cotton candy enjoyer. But now we are at the point in the game where I just have to throw my hands in the air and say, I don't know. You're 20%. Let's see how the other 80% of your team are gonna perform. Let's see. I think you should look more for side lanes here. I think that CSing your jungle isn't that relevant right now. Whoa. Whoa. Let's analyze this, shall we? I want to go slow on this though, because this one looks very interesting to me. Slow. You have flash. Why do you not wait for his cage? Yeah, okay, you couldn't have flashed this, could you? If you flash, you're inside. Then you should have just played outside of the cage. To be honest, it's just a misplay in my opinion. Like, look, if you play this correctly, I can tell you what you do. You walk up. He already knows that you're here, by the way. You walk up through this, probably. You have vision on him. I would just walk through this instead of this. Right, like if you walk through this, there's less distance where you're inside, first of all, and you can flash on him from bush. Then, here I would just walk like this. Or walk around. Because I know that if you... Like, you don't have to burn your awaken here. I know that if you just walk like this, right, and he tries to run away, or I don't know if you can squeeze through this, most likely not, you can just flash on him and kill. He doesn't even have flash, bro. Like, imagine you have your Q2 Titanic Hydra flashed on him from here. Right, two options, or two things to take away here. Walk from here, less visual on you, he can't really do anything. Or, if you walk from here, don't E2 through this. I don't think it's a good play. But then, let's see how you play this. Yeah, you also can't... You didn't stun him. You didn't orb walk. You didn't dodge his W. So, 3 things that you did wrong here after you already did a lot of things wrong. Mechanically. Woody doesn't have a lot of mechanics, but the mechanics he has are crucial. So misplay happens, right? But again, this would be all relevant if you had a good 15 minutes of the early game. But you don't. I'm actually surprised that you guys are gonna lose this. Kind of. Yeah. Let's be real, that's not ping Nautilus there. That was a bit wonky, bro. That was a bit wonky, this fight. So you're full HP here. You don't see him. Right, because you don't have vision on him. You stun. I think you just walk after you get stunned. I think you just walk into Callista. Because your shield is burnt. This guy is super strong. He still has his E up. How are you ever gonna kill, even if Nautilus hooks you? How are you gonna kill this? You should have just kited into your team as soon as you realized I can't kill him alone. Not bad. Your team is popping off though. Yikes. She's dead, isn't she? Gets 1v1 by the Leona with Sunfire. Supports are balanced too. Well, but you're again just at 20%, right? You're not the main character anymore. First 15 minutes are over. You had like a million opportunities to win the game, but you didn't. Also, mechanically, you can do a little bit better. Your builds are not that great, right? You don't have ability haste in your runes here in this build, even though you barely need ability haste from your runes. Your farming is all over the place. Sometimes you go for lanes and have like a great handle on CS thing. Then sometimes you just straight up ignore CS and walk for a random place and dig around. It's just very strange. Seems like there's 2 Synorises in your head. One is an animal that tries to fight every little fight, and one of them is reasonable and tries to CS. At this point, we don't even have to yap about the gameplay. Like, you're just 20% of your team. It doesn't matter, the game is too late. Right, like here the game looked really good. Like you had so many opportunities throughout this game to like punish Briar to Narnia, in my opinion. And you didn't take them. And like you have to understand that jungle is the strongest role in the first 15 minutes. And that doesn't mean that you solo carry and that every 15 minutes is jungle diff. But that means that in the first 15 minutes of the game you can make such a big difference in the game if your team is not trolling that you just auto win. And you don't have to fight for that in gank. You don't. Let's go take a look at this OPGG one last time, but the takeaway here for you should be definitely... The takeaway should be, how can I take my lead that I acquire in the early game and push it into the enemy jungler's face so he can't play the game while taking objectives? Because that way, not only do you AFK farm while being active on the map, denying the enemy jungler the ability to gank or take objectives, but also you don't fall off like a brick all of a sudden in mid game, when like all of a sudden you just don't have the power anymore to do anything on the map because you didn't punish Briar. Briar caught up in CS, Briar got some objectives, some lucky kills here and there, and all of a sudden Briar is still a member of the team. When in reality you had the opportunity to just completely take her out of the game. And again, I know that probably a lot of people who sent me the replays look for me to flame your team. At the end of the day, you're playing with Plat to Emerald players or whatever this elo is. And I can't really say anything about them because they're Plat players. Right, if I go into this lobby and I don't do the most to punish this clown, right, you can still flame. I'm not saying that everything is always your fault, but I'm just saying that, like, if you don't even take your lead and push it into this bad jungler's platinum level jungler's face, then that's an issue. And then at this point, you should focus on your own mistakes instead of your team. Anyways, guys, if you like this VOD review, give it a like, subscribing would be much appreciated. If you want your VOD to be reviewed by me for free, join the Discord server, drop me your name at your server in the VOD review channel, and I will see what I can do, guys. Anyways, see you guys on the next one. Peace.